Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today we are going to be making something with products from Let's Resin. Now I want to do something a little bit different today. I've got this lovely round mould and I want to do like a little candle holder. So I've got a candle mould in there which goes up there. I'm not going to use it that big. I only want a little bit of it. And I've got some of the lovely little crystals as well, which I've made a couple, and I'm just thinking about making sort of like a tray with some sort of like crystally bits in it. And I have got lots of lovely little bits and pieces. Now these are all from Let's Resin. These are some mica powders. So we've got this beautiful seashell, we've got orchid, and we have got purple. And look at those beautiful colours. We have the chrome powder. So I've got the purple, the holographic silver. We have this beautiful blue, and we have, this is royal blue and this is the blue. So if you remember, I did the dragon's egg last month. This is the chrome powders that I use, and they're just beautiful. And I also have some inks. These are resin dye. So I have the sky blue, sapphire blue, and I have the violet. Now I've got all these bits, doesn't mean I'm going to use them all. I've just got them here ready. And then I've got some holographic glitter, which is in the purple and the aqua blue. So this is all going to be blues and purples. And I have got some chameleon flakes. Now these are just stunning. These are just beautiful. Now these are what I've popped into these bits of the crystals. So I'm hoping you can see that. They are just beautiful. So I want to pop sort of like crystals around sort of like a candle holder and do something pretty. And then I've just got some little bits of glitter that I had in my stash. So that's the idea. So whether it will come to fruition, let's see. I'm going to mix up, and of course I have got epoxy resin. So I've got A and I've got B. This is the bubble free, crystal clear, low odor, and it's a high gloss resin. Now everything I'm using I'm going to pop under the video so you can take a little peek. I also actually have these as well, which are sort of like little glass chips, which I used in my little test tubey video last month, which I thought I might pop some of those in. So all of this in this little pot, in this little tray, but obviously I'm not going to use lots and lots of each thing. I've got some little plastic cups, I have got some bigger cups, these are all from Let's Resin, and I've got my little pot there. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop off and mix up some resin. I'm going to mix sort of like quite a lot of it, and then what the bits that I don't use, and then I can mix them up into little sections like this, ready to sort of like tip them in. And all my leftover bits I'm going to pop into these bits here. So that's my plan. So let me just go off, pop off and mix up some resin, and then I will be back. Okay, so I have mixed up a nice big pot of resin, epoxy resin in there, so it's all nicely mixed up. I have got some little cups, so I'm just going to pop some resin into these and mix up some different colour pigments. So let's just tip a little bit in here. So let's just see, a little bit in each one and pop in some colour. Not quite sure how this is going to go, but we shall see. Let me do 4 different colours, shall we? Pop in a little bit. And all the leftover bits we can add into the crystals or the little mould for the candle holder. So I'm going to go for this lovely dark purple. Now I don't want it to be too dark. There we go, let's pop that in to start with. Give this a little mix up, and you've got to give them a good mix with the mica powders or the chrome powders. So give that a good mix, because sometimes they just don't, they sort of like clump up. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some of these little stones. I'm going to just tip them straight in, like this. Pop them in like that. We can just sort of move these about as it goes. Don't want them to go over the top. There we go. Shall I have some over this side? Just like that. Shall I come in just a little bit? There we go. Is that a little bit better? Let's just move these. These are quite clear, so they do disappear in your work unless you sort of like colour them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of colour on there, like that. So it doesn't matter if you've got, oops, what's that? Doesn't matter if you've got like a little stray one somewhere. Right, I'm going to go in with some of the blue. First, let's just tip this along here. Just around here. Going to go in with this beautiful darker one. Like that. Love these colours. And then I'm going to leave this, once we've added some of the colours, we'll leave this to sort of set a little bit. And then we will add some more. So this is going to take a little while to do for me, but not for you guys. So let's just pop this. And of course I've got my levelling tray as well on here. Oops, I want to knock that over. I'm going to go in with this beautiful purple. Just tip a little bit in here. I need to mix up a little bit of silver to go in here as well, don't we? A little bit. My hand right in the way. Love it. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Let's just wipe that off. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the holographic as well, just on top here. Lovely, look at that. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to dip a little bit of clear into my another pot. That, and I'm going to just go through the middle just to push that back so it all doesn't sort of come together. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Right, oh, I'm loving that. Now I'm actually going to just darken this up a little bit. So let's pop a little bit more purple in there. I want to make this a little bit darker. I want to sort of like do this in sort of layers, so it's sort of like got a little bit of depth to it. We'll try anyway. Get that depth in there. So like, that's a bit darker, isn't it? Just tip that along there. Wow. There we go. That's a beautiful, isn't it? Gosh, let's tip that. Just along there. Look at that. Oops, I've just blocked it. Let's pop a little line down there. should then sort of bleed in just a little bit to the rest. Oh, look at that. Stunning. Beautiful. What's this one? This is the blue. Now I think I'm going to have to go in with a bit more darker the blue. Actually, I might go in with a little bit of the sky blue. No, I'm going to go in with the sapphire blue. Just to darken that up. Oh, beautiful. And then I'm just going to leave this for an hour or so. And then I can come in and it will sort of like harden up a little bit. So I can add a little bit more to it. Oh, I might add a little bit of silver actually. Oh, look at that. Fabulous. Pop a little bit of blue over the top of here. Oh, this is lovely. The thing is, when you do things like that, you never know what you're going to come out with. You never know what's going to be the outcome. But that is beautiful. Now I'm going to just add, I think, a little bit of silver into this. Just a tiny bit. So all of these little leftover bits I can make the crystals. So what are we doing? We're going to have a little bit of silver in here. A little bit of silver, and I think I'm going to add just a little bit of this seashell mica powders as well. And then give this a good mix, I think, because then it won't go clumpy. Let's get a clean one of these. Give this a nice mix up. Actually, I was going to pop a little bit of the pigment white into here. What do you think? In with that silver. Actually, I think I will. This is the ocean white. It's a pigment, the thick pigment. So you only need like a little drop in there. That's just disappeared into there. Just think if that will just gives it sort of like a silvery white effect in there. Give that a good mix. Oh, I do like that. Okay. Going to tip just a little bit down along here. Along this bit. Perfect. Let's just get my little, move that about a little bit. Fabulous. Let's just wipe that off. Let's go in here. These will move about on their own anyway as they dry. Look at that, that's just fabulous, isn't it? Give it a little wiggle in there. Beautiful. Okay, I think I need it a little darker in this bit. Might just pop a tiny bit of that silvery white in there. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay guys, I'm going to just leave that just to dry a little bit. I'm going to move that over so it gives us a little bit more room. That is just beautiful, isn't it? Now here comes our little crystals. Now I'm going to tip, because I want some more of this, the holographic or the flakes, the holographic flakes, but I'm not going to fill it right to the top because I want to be able to break them apart. So I'm going to pop those in like that, and then I'll pop a little bit of this purple that we have left. Actually, I'm going to just add a little bit of the clear. I've got a little bit of clear in this one. Just use up all your little bits. Actually, I'll pop a little bit more in there. Can you see what I'm doing? Let me just move this over. There we go. Stir that up. I want it to be a little bit clearer, just so that pop these in so they mix. And then, yeah, if you don't fill it all the way to the top, you'll have these sort of like little clumps of crystals that you can sort of break apart. There we go. Perfect, perfect amount. There we go. And then what we were going to do in the little one, let's have some little shiny bits in the bottoms of this little one. Like that, so the shine, this one's a little bit shallower as well, a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to put the darker blue just over the top. So then we will have a nice selection of little crystals in there, just to go around the candle holder. So what I'm going to do, I might just pop a tiny bit of silver on the bottom of these. Maybe you probably won't be able to see it, but let's just pop a little bit of silver in there. That's quite heavy, it's got the pigment in, so it might actually sink down a little bit more. Right, let's pop these over there. Let's put bring that in, pop those over there, bring in our little candle. What shall we pop on the bottom of this one? Shall we have it, I don't want to make this too deep, so I'm only going to fill it up a little way, just enough to pop a candle in it without it sort of slipping around, if you know what I mean, on the tray. Let's just take all of this, pop that in, pop that down. What should we have? Should we have a little bit of this? So it's just going to be sort of like a mixture of the colours. And then I'm going to just put the rest of, or fill it up with the clear. Well, not fill it up, but just pop enough in there. Just around the outside. Just so it's sort of half an inch or so. About there. So that is sort of like a coloured at the top and clearer at the bottom, so we shall see. So guys, I'm going to clear up my mess. I will leave these for a couple of hours just to harden a little bit, and then we will be back to do a little bit of a top coat, and hopefully within a couple of hours this would have set enough to take out and pop on there, and some of the crystals, so we will see. So I will be back. Okay, lovely. So I've left this overnight. I've demolded the little crystals here and also the little candle holder. So obviously this has just got a little hole through it, and I think it looks really nice. So this is going to sort of sit on there, and then I'm going to, which let's just see if I can show you properly. So it just sort of like sits on there like that, and then I'm going to pop some crystals around the outside of it, around it. But first of all, and I'm going to just stick them on with some UV resin to start with, and just set them with my little light. But the first thing I would like to do is just do a few little sort of like silver lines down the side or around it. So I've got my lovely chrome markers, and I'm just going to do just a little, before I put anything else on here, I'm just going to do a few little sort of lines going down through here and this side, so hopefully you can sort of see that. It's quite nice because this middle bit is clear, and I think that looks really nice. Let's do a couple of these. I was going to do white, but my Posca pen is not the best. It doesn't quite come out white enough. And I'm going to just go in with a little bit of a thicker one, just down through here. Like that. Just follow a little. So it's almost like a little riverbed, isn't it? Which is really nice. But some of this will be covered up. Somewhere I might actually just go in through these little bits here, so it looks like I've tipped in a little bit of silver sort of resin in there. There we go. So that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Let's go around this side. I might go in with a little bit of glitter. I might pop some glitter and some UV resin, so it sort of like doesn't move about, and then we can just sort of like set it a little bit before we put the top layer of resin on top of it all. So I thought it might be easier to set the little crystals in UV resin before the resin, because I think seeing it's my first time doing this, I think it might be a little bit easier, so they don't move about everywhere. But I think this has come out really, really lovely. I love it. So can you see that? Should I do a little bit more of a sort of close-up? Can you see? Oh, that looks so good, doesn't it? Fabulous. Okay, so that's a thicker and thinner one. Now I think what I will do, I just want to sort of pop that just on there. I'm going to stick it down with some UV resin. Just pop some on the bottom, and then just pop my light on there, just to make sure. I don't want it right at the edge, because I want to make sure that we can pop some resin behind it so it sits in there nicely. So let's just turn that on and just let that harden just for a second, and then I think, you know, it doesn't take long for that just to sit in place nicely so it doesn't move about. Push it down a little bit. There we go. Just, I mean, just so it's stuck hard like that. Right, let's see, where are we going to put these? Now, this is the sort of blue. I'm not 100% sure on this blue, but I'm going to use them anyway because I've made them. But can you see, because I didn't fill the little crystal thing up right to the top, these come out in like little sections, which is great, isn't it? So I'm just going to stick these down like this. Let's get a little plan together. Which way can we put this? I think I quite like that. Sort of in there like that. I can add little bits in as well. These are the ones that I did before. They're really lovely. Got big. Right, I'm just going to just stick them down, because I can always at some point, if it's not enough, make some more and add it to it. But I think we will just go with this like this for now. Stick these down. in now. I'm just going to just turn this around just so that I can see what I'm doing. Pop the little light on. And just, whoops, I just moved that. Hold that down for a second. Just hope for that will just stick. Okay, so that's been on there for a few minutes. I'm just going to pop a tiny bit of UV in there just to hold that one down, and do that again. Perfect, so that's in place enough. Should I pop a big one at the back? Shall we pop this big one there? What do you think? What will that look like? Probably not the easiest for you guys to see me doing this because it's sort of like top on top. But I think I'm going to just add a little bit in there. A little bit more. Pop that in and then just pop the light on it for a second. So this is a nice thing about this UV resin. You use it sort of almost like a glue, don't you? Just to hold those so they don't wobble about. Perfect. Now we need something this side, or I might fill in the bits actually in a minute. Let's just get the main ones on. Let's stick this. Probably UV light probably won't go through actually all of that like that, but if I just stick a little bit on there like that, that should work. Perfect. I think it's going to hold it down enough to, oh, that's nice, isn't it? Or should we have one over this side? That's quite nice as well. Gosh, I do like these. Little blob there. I think I'm going to stick these down on here. Just move that about. Little cluster over there will be quite nice. Let's pop this on so we'll catch them both. Oops, let's move that over there for a second. So these have come out really, really lovely, these little crystals. Some of them obviously are darker than others. These are the ones that I did before that I had in my stash. I'm not sure whether you can probably see that, not on my black gloves, but the blue has come out really nice. Beautiful, I love them. Okay, so look at that. That's going to look lovely with a candle in it, isn't it? Right, we've got that one over there. Let's pop in a few more of these. I quite like the mix of the colours together as well. Let's just pop that in there. Got another little bit we can pop in there like that. Gonna have a bit of a blue one. Let's see if we can get this blue one standing up in there. That's a little diddy blue one, like a little jigsaw puzzle. Not sure whether that's gonna fit in. There we go. Perfect. Let's just pop that on there. And I've got all these little bits, so we can just add in these little ones on there. Probably been better if I filmed it from the side, but click that on there. But I will do a nice little video of it at the end, just so you can see what it's like. Should we pop those in there? That looks, I'll fit in that little gap, just this little gap in there. So if you have these sort of crystals and you want to, you've got some sort of left over, these are great to making these little things, aren't they? Would love to do a canvas as well. Let's just pop that in there. They don't need to be stuck down completely because they will eventually, but when I pop some resin on, the epoxy resin on top, it will work wonders. Look at that, that's fabulous. Shall I just give you a quick close-up? Can you see how they look? Oh, looks very sort of spacey, doesn't it? Oh, love it. Right, I wanted to put one in the back here. Just pop this little one in. Stick that in there. Perfect. Love, love. Let me just leave that on there just for a second. Now I've got some more. There's a nice little clump there. Maybe I can add some more to just here. Look at that. Oh, I think that's fabulous. Love it. So I'll just, what do you think? Put another one this side. I think I'll just pop that little one there, and then I'm going to mix up some UV resin and add a little bit of glitter into it. Right, let's put this little one here, like that. Hold that in place. Perfect. Oh, I'm loving it. Here we are. Right, what glitter shall we use? Could do with, I might quite like a little bit of the silver actually. Or shall we mix? Don't want anything too dark. Maybe we'll have a little bit of the turquoise in there. We could do 2 lots actually, couldn't we? So I'm just going to take my little pots. I've got 2 of these little tiny, lovely little pots. Pop a little bit in there. A little bit in there. What should we do? What should we do? Let's just pop some silver. Right, that's silver chrome powder, but I would like to use a little bit. I've got some glitter here which I'm going to add in, just so it gives it a bit more of a sparkle on there. Oops, I think it's a bit stuck together. Look at that. That's what we need. A little bit of a sparkle, I think. Let's do this one first. Or no, actually, I'm going to mix up both because we don't want it to harden, do we? So that gives it a bit of a silvery stir. And we'll add a little bit of the blue in. We add a few. I'm going to add a few. Where are they? These little flakes in there. The little these are camellia flakes. Let's look at that. Oh, fab. Beautiful. Right, pop that down there a second. Turn this around to just add this just down, just along here a little bit, just along that silver line. I'm going to just pop that on there for a second because I don't want it to move. So let's just give it a quick second to harden. There we go. Do a little bit down this side as well. Let's harden this side. Whoops. Just needs a few seconds just to stop it from moving about. Oh, I love it. Now I'm going to go in with this beautiful blue. Now I want to do this just on the other side of that silver line down there. Okay. Perfect. Do a little bit. And I think I'm hoping to get a little bit more depth into this by adding the clear over the top of this. Not too much because I don't want to hide the crystals too much, but I think these look really lovely. Let's go down. Let's go in there, right up to the edge, turn that round, there we go. Right, let's just pop that on there for a minute. Okay, perfect. Now I do have a little gap in here which I would like to just pop a little blob in there, and I think I'm going to just put a little bit in there as well. Little cocktail stick, poke it around. Lovely. And a little bit just up in here. That's hard in there. Okay, let's just quickly pop this back on. I'm going to pop that on for a couple of minutes on there just so that those set properly, and then I will be back. Just leave that like that. Okay, so I think that's set now with the UV resin. I have mixed up some epoxy resin already, but before I pour that on, I just wanted to give you a bit of a close-up so you can actually see what I've done. I've gone through a little bit more on either side of the blue resin, the blue glitter, with the silver chrome pen. So if I tilt it like that, I'm hoping you can see it a little bit better. And then if I sort of like pop it on the side, can you see? Oh, I just think it looks fabulous. Oops, which way am I going? This way. Can you see? It looks fab, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to tip a little layer of UV resin on top of that just to hold it all in place. And then I will come back and then we will, I'll leave this overnight. Now we've got a few bubbles in here, but I will just going to pour it on. I don't want a too thick a layer on here. But let's just sort of move it about a little bit so it covers the base of it, and just around. Oh look, I've just gone over the edge. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? That was me looking this way and not the other way. Let's just wipe that up. Okay, let's put it around this way so we can see. Now I just need to tip a little bit in here without making a big mess, like that, just so everything stays in place. I want to just see if I can just go in just round the back, tip that in without making a big mess everywhere. There we go. Perfect. There we are. Let's just wipe that off the top of there. But I think that is pretty much it, without making too much mess. But so we just got a little layer over there. I'm just going to give it a quick squirt over there to get rid of the bubbles with the alcohol. And there we go, guys. So I'm going to leave that overnight. I will come back and I will show you what the finished thing is like. And I'll probably take when I take this off, I'll probably go around the outside with the chrome pen, just so it's got the silver outline on the base of it as well. Not the base, but the edge of it, to see what that looks like. So there we go, guys. I will be back. Okay, guys, so it is finished. I have demolded the lovely sort of like this, I suppose it's like a candle holder, isn't it? I've gone around the edge with some beautiful chrome marker. This is the bottom. I did have a few little bubbles in it, which I should have probably just given it a quick spray with a little bit of alcohol to get rid of those bubbles, but I'm not too worried. But if you can see, it just looks absolutely beautiful. I am loving it. A little bit closer, you can see, and these are the crystals. So I did add a little bit extra resin inside the little candle holder just to block those little edges in there. But I think let's just hold it to the side. Can you see? Just looks beautiful, doesn't it? I'm loving it. Just turn it around. You've got the gold on there, but oh, I'm so pleased how it's come out. So I'm going to just pop that down. I've got a little candle. This is just like a little tea light, and that just fits in there perfect. So I think that's just beautiful. This is a little brown. This is a vanilla one, but I think a little sparkly candle would look beautiful in there. But I love it. I am so pleased how it's come out. It's see-through, so obviously you can see my hands through there. So I expect if you pop to like a little coloured light under there, I think that would look stunning as well. So many different ways you can do it, and on a little wooden plaque as well would look good. But there we go, guys. I think that's fab. Loving how it's come out. I'll pop all the details of everything that I've used from Let's Resin under the video. But this is just beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fab rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys. Bye-bye.